Hello and welcome to the fourth episode of Let's Talk About the News. I'm Marina.
And my name is Polina.
We are back in the studio, which can only mean one thing: lockdown in Moscow is over.
We previously hit a record of 37,000 people testing positive each day in Russia. Non-working days were introduced in order to contain the outbreak.
Have they managed to flatten the curve?
It's hard to say, but the hospital admission rate is dropping.
Well, I hope the situation will get better. They say that it takes about 80% of people vaccinated in order for herd immunity to kick in.
If we develop herd immunity, life will go back to normal. By the way, what are the new post-lockdown regulations?
Well, QR codes are required to enter such venues as museums, theaters, or stadiums. They are given to those either vaccinated or with a recent negative PCR test.
And what about the universities? Are they all back offline?
Well, as far as I know, each college decides for itself. High School of Economics is going online for the rest of the year. Bauman Technical University is taking another week of distant classes, and we are partially back offline.
And I'm loving it.
You can use the following words to talk about the pandemic.
Flatten the curve. Prevent a rate or quantity from greatly intensifying or growing. Decisive government actions flatten the curve. Herd immunity is resistance to a particular infection that occurs in a group of people or animals when a lot of them have been vaccinated or previously exposed to the infection. Health officials worry that herd immunity will be threatened as more people choose not to vaccinate. Contain an outbreak. An outbreak is something unpleasant that happens suddenly, like violence or a disease. Containing an outbreak means to keep it within limits in a sort of a container. It is getting harder to contain outbreaks involving ethnic and religious intolerance.
Moving forward to international news.
More than 100,000 people took to the streets in Glasgow as part of an international march for climate justice as COP26 continues to take place in the city.
What is COP26?
It's the UN Climate Change Conference.
And why are people protesting?
They call for global leaders to take drastic action on climate change. They say that they are disappointed with the promises made at the conference.
And what do they want?
They demand that leaders do more to curb greenhouse gas emissions and to ditch fossil fuels.
I hear that leading activists Vanessa Nicotty and Greta Thunberg also participated in the demonstration and addressed the crowds.
Yes, they did. You can discuss global issues using these phrases.
To take drastic action, to do something radical or extreme in order to achieve noticeable effects. The company took drastic action, launching a $10 billion fundraising plan. To curb something means to restrain or limit something. You can curb greenhouse gas emissions or COVID cases. To ditch something means to give something up or to get rid of something. To ditch fossil fuels means to stop using them. You can also ditch a plan.
Mamma mia! The world cries SOS with this pandemic and the climate crisis.
Mamma mia? Isn't it a new Måneskin song?
No, you zoomer. I was referring to ABBA. Do you know that ABBA's new album called Voyage was released on November the 5th after 40 years of silence?
Really? I know they split up in 1983, but their legacy has kept booming through all these decades.
Exactly. That's why the new album is a pleasant surprise not only for loyal fans, but for younger ones as well.
And there is no comeback story like this. By the way, have you listened to Voyage?
Not yet, but I have read some reviews that say that the album preserves the group's original sounding. ABBA actually claimed they purposefully made no effort to modernize the music.
And that's what I like about them. So let's take a chance on ABBA. Again, here are some words you can use when talking about coming back on stage after a 40-year break.
Split up. If a group of people splits up, they either go away in different directions or end their relationship. Touring the album temporarily split the band up. Legacy. You can use these words for something handed down from one generation to the next. A retiring company president might leave a legacy of honesty and integrity. Comeback is a return to a former high-rank popularity or position. Short skirts were out of fashion for many years, but now they are making a comeback.
This is all for today.
Thanks for watching and stay tuned.
Mamma mia, here I go again. My, how can I resist you? Mamma mia, does it show again? My, just how much I missed you.